First of all, just before we come on to the game, I know it's a bit into the future, but I know the club would love to have fans at the final, and we don't know whether that's going to be moved or not yet. But in an ideal world, obviously for any Wembley showpiece occasion, it would be great to have a full house there.
It would be magnificent. We have to be realistic, don't we? We've been dealing with the pandemic, and I approve the cautious approach because we don't want to be in lockdown again. And as we're moving obviously into spring, summer, I think it's important that we still show discipline in making sure that we come out of this lockdown and we never have to go back into it. But we do miss the fans. You know, we play on behalf of the fans, and it would be magnificent for Wembley to be full or near capacity, and playing in front of those fans. But it's probably highly unlikely. But again, fans in the stadium, fans at home, we're still representing those supporters. So we'll do everything that we possibly can when the game's played to win that game on behalf of the supporters.
And obviously, you've still got a few games to play before then anyway. And it's quite a busy stretch, isn't it? Because you're starting this kind of Saturday, Tuesday routine again over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I look at it in the same principles as any marathon runner. You know, you look at the first mile, second mile, before you know it, you're at 26 point, whatever it is, miles, and complete it as quickly as you possibly can. But we've got to be mindful that, you know, there's going to be a different approach to every game, you know, whether we're attacking, defending, you know, at speed, you know, or we're, you know, trying to take our time, run the clock down within those games. But there's a lot of games to be played, a lot of football still to be competed for our right or our challenge to be sustained, you know, to get automatic promotion or to get promoted from this league.
And the one thing you'll need, obviously, in those kind of scenarios is mental strength and fortitude. And you had that in buckets the other night. I mean, to come from behind twice and get an away win at this stage of the season just shows the mental strength of the players at the moment.
Belief, I think belief in each other, mental strength, the ability to turn a draw or a losing situation into a win. And it won't always be reflected in the results. I think we've got a team of winners. I think we reflect that in the way that we play, the demands in and out of possession. I think those demands are being met by the players. And we're very appreciative that the scoreboard reflects the performances. And it's important that we pick up as many points as we can. We're going into a stage of the season where we've got everything to play for, and it can inspire. And we don't want any negative pressure, you know, being put on this group of players or a football club. We'll only accept positivity from, you know, the players, the staff, in our pursuit of points. And we can't bring any undue pressure on the players if the scoreboard doesn't reflect the performance. And I think we've dealt with that really well, and we've bounced back really well to little bits of disappointment that have been spread over the last, I would say, 19 games. You know, I think since there was a change of manager and Dorsey originally took over, I think the team have really responded well, the squad have really responded well to any adversity, and that's what we expect, you know, in the remaining 17 league games and obviously our appearance at Wembley.
And you're still very much in there and everything to play for. And I suppose Leyton Orient will feel the same. I mean, they're just outside of the playoffs at the moment, but with a bit of a run, they'll feel they're well in it as well.
I think every football team in League One, League Two, the Championship, if they go on a run, because there's so much inconsistency to results because of the amount of games that we're playing, COVID tested positive players, it's very difficult to, I suppose, expect win after win after win after win after win. So that I think if you look at the league, the way it's been condensed points wise from, you know, top to 8th, 10th, 12th, I think everybody, if they go on a run of games, they're more than capable of competing for every club's ambitions, which is promotion at the end of the season or avoiding relegation when you get into the last 10 games of the season or the last 5 games of the season. So we know it's highly competitive, the league, and that'll be represented in our game against Leyton Orient at the weekend.
And over the last couple of weeks since transfer deadline day, Keith, you've been talking about how the new players have been trying to get back, or to get up to speed, as it were. And we saw David Nugent involved in the winning goal the other night, so that'll help his confidence. I know he's a very experienced player anyway, but it doesn't matter how experienced you are. If you're contributing, then that helps.
Exactly. I think you've summarised it really well with respect to the players who we've brought in. They're making big strides on the training pitch. They've made big strides since they came into the building because there's a real competitive edge now to tie a place down. And there's a great response when substitutes are coming onto the pitch. The game-changing substitutions at times as well. That's either a defensive change or an offensive change to go and win a game or make sure that we don't lose a game. So we're seeing that. But the players that came in January, it's a very difficult window to recruit players and have players who are up to the speed of the squad that you've been working with for the best part of the last 5-6 months. So they are getting there. And why they're getting there, we're not putting them under any pressure because they're not coming in and have to play straight away. But we're very mindful. We do know that every one of those players will have a big part to play between now and the end of the season.
And talking of the squad, finally, how are you looking for this one, injury-wise, or any other knocks and bruises?
Well, we're just concerned with Sid Nelson, and obviously we've got Kyle Hayde, who's been out with a bit of a groin strain, and Otis Khan is still out for the weekend.